This is Kevin Doherty. Let's go ahead and get our webinar officially underway for today. And today's presentation is on how you can get more coaching clients from the internet, very simply put. So I hope that is the presentation you've signed up for. That is what is in store for today. So if you're a coach of any kind out there and you're looking to build your business using internet marketing strategies, this presentation is going to be extremely helpful for you. And yeah, so everybody who registered for this webinar is very likely new to me, new to my work, and I just wanted to start by maybe introducing myself and giving you a quick background of where I'm at, and then an overview of some of the topics we're going to be covering today. But let's cover just a couple logistics first. In case you've never been on a webinar, you should be able to see my computer screen right now. You should see a PowerPoint slide in front of you that says Get Coaching Clients Online, and you should be able to hear my voice clearly. Know that this presentation is being recorded. I'm going to be sending out the recording to everybody within 48 hours. So definitely stick around for the entire presentation if possible, because everything that I'm about to share with you is extremely valuable information. I promise you that. And yeah, so other than that, it's pretty simple. I'm just going to walk you through a few PowerPoint slides. I'm going to hop off and get on the internet occasionally and show you stuff in real time that I think works extremely well to attract high quality, ideal clients to your business. So that is how we're going to roll today. If we have time at the end, I am going to open it up for questions, but I do have a lot of information to cover first, so we'll see where we're at time-wise. I want to respect everybody's time and get us all off and running, ideally within the next 75 minutes. So we do have a lot to cover. I am going to talk fast. If you would like, go ahead and take notes, but know this is being recorded in case some of the ideas are being shared a little too quickly. You can always revisit the recording, okay? So we have coaches joining us from all over the world today. As I mentioned, almost 500 coaches have registered for this webinar, which is fantastic to see. I'm always very much encouraged when I see coaches committing to their marketing and business development education just as you would commit to the actual service and skill you offer your clients. So as we're going to discover, marketing is definitely one of the key components of your success. I'm sure you already know that, but the fact that you've made it onto the live webinar is a tribute to your own commitment, and it shows me that you're serious about your business, and that is definitely always a wonderful starting point for doing some work together here. So I see people are still hopping on the webinar right now. Just once again, really quick, my name is Kevin Doherty, and you are in the right place if you signed up for the Get Coaching Clients Online webinar, and we are going to get the process started right now. So also know on the webinar, I cannot hear you if you are asking questions or anything of that nature. All lines are muted. I do that because we do have a very large group here, and the line gets very noisy if I unmute lines. So if we do have time for questions at the end, I'll go ahead and show you how you can unmute your individual line, and it's very simple to do. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. I have a ton of content to share with you guys, and it should be extremely helpful. So let me get my PowerPoint up here. So I wanted to start by sharing just a little bit about me, because a lot of you are probably new to me, and you're wondering what this is all about. And I just wanted to make sure that you understand my background and what gives me the right to kind of talk about this subject today, which is how to build your coaching business. So I've been a marketing and small business coach since right around 2006. And in the past several years, I've been able to build a very successful coaching business, helping thousands of clients all over the world. And, you know, I don't say that lightly. It's been an amazing process for me over the past few years, really developing into an entrepreneur, learning how to use the internet in a variety of creative ways, building a huge database, an email list of clients all over the world, offering group programs, writing ebooks, creating different courses. I've pretty much done it all as a coach. And honestly, this subject that we're talking about today is probably the thing that I'm most passionate about, because I think as a coach, you're definitely doing wonderful work in the world. You are in a unique position to help people in a way way that very few other professions can. And being a coach definitely is one of the few professions out there that can set you up for what I call lifestyle freedom, which is the ability to really live life on your terms, doing the work that you love, making an impact, where there's really no financial ceiling on what you can make, and you can really structure things in a way that accommodates your ideal lifestyle. The internet, I think, is the best medium to do that by far, and I'm going to get into some details about what I've been able to do and just how you should set up your marketing online to ensure that you're really moving towards that more freedom-based lifestyle, okay? So I'm really passionate about helping entrepreneurs, and as a coach, you're definitely an entrepreneur, and I want you to get very comfortable with that role, because the more you step into that role of being an entrepreneur, the faster everything will flow for you, and the more attractive and compelling your message will be to others, the more creative and resourceful you'll become. So you are an entrepreneur. I consider myself an entrepreneur at heart. I'm a big thinker, and I love just kind of getting out there and trying new things, experimenting with new ways to make a livelihood and to integrate my passion into marketing. And yeah, it's been an amazing journey for me. So my focus is really a fusion of personal development with internet marketing. That's really where I'm coming from as a coach. I think you can't really separate out the inner work that needs to be done to become a successful coach and entrepreneur. It's an integral aspect of your success. And if you can combine inner work, personal development, with the right online marketing skill and strategy, I think you've created a fail-proof recipe for your business. So just a little bit more about me very briefly, and we'll move on. I actually got started in my career in business running an alternative medicine clinic. So as an acupuncturist, Chinese herbalist, and nutritionist, I was able to build up one of the largest alternative medicine clinics in my local area in a very competitive market. From there, I became very interested in marketing and like becoming a marketing and business development coach, because I saw how many holistic practitioners and coaches were out there struggling. And I knew that I had to immerse myself in my marketing education in order to really make it in private practice. So my first coaching website was buildyourdreampractice.net. And I built that up, hired a business coach myself to help me with it, and it just took off organically. It really just spread via word of mouth, and a few holistic practitioners caught wind of it. And that site has just exploded into a very large business unto itself, where we literally have about close to 20,000 health practitioners and coaches on that database alone. So from there, I wrote a whole series of ebooks. I wrote a published book called The Purpose Principle. I actually delved into life coaching a little bit as an extension of that book. And I've done a ton of group coaching and created all kinds of online courses. I have a couple of membership programs. So I'm definitely a coach that walks the talk. I'm not just going to sit here and talk theory to you guys. The reason I think the information that I'm about to share with you is extremely helpful and powerful is because I'm using it day in and day out in my own business. This is stuff that is from the personal laboratory of my own work, and that's always going to be a heck of a lot more relevant and helpful than a coach who speaks from theory. And as you probably know, a lot of business coaches out there have a more theory-based approach. They're looking at it more conceptually. I am actually doing every day what I'm going to teach you how to do, and this is stuff that has worked extremely well for me using the internet. So that's a little bit about me. If you're not on my Facebook page yet, facebook.com/Kevin Doherty Online. Would love to have you as a fan there so we can stay in touch through Facebook. That is one of 3 fan pages that I run. I'm going to get on one of them on Facebook and show you an example of another fan page that I use with great success here in a bit. So today's webinar is going to be a very helpful overview and blueprint of how to market online and get more clients. At the end of the webinar, I am going to share how you can work with me in a little deeper level if you so desire and really master all these strategies that I'm about to cover. So in an hour together, we have the ability to really give you a clear blueprint. But obviously time is limited. In an hour, we can only cover so much. I promise you this will be extremely content rich. I know that a lot of free webinars and teleclasses are basically pitch fests, and that to me personally is always a turnoff when I sign up for a webinar and the person doing it ends up basically just pitching their business for about 45 minutes of the presentation. I promise you that won't be the case here. I'm actually extremely passionate about helping coaches like you guys, and so I'm going to give you a lot of information that actually I would normally charge for and that a lot of coaches would charge for. So it's just my gift to you because I want to make sure that you understand exactly how to build your business. Like I said, as a coach, it's an extremely rewarding career as long as you crack that marketing code and you know how to attract clients and generate the kind of income that you want. It's an amazing profession. But that is where most coaches struggle, is that they do struggle to attract clients. They never quite get to taste those ultimate ideals that they're looking for because their marketing skill is actually quite deficient, and they just never really learned how to market and attract clients the right way. So in case I haven't made this clear to you yet, marketing really is the #1 factor that will directly influence your income and bottom line. And obviously your actual skill in the service that you offer is extremely important. We all know that. But marketing is really just as important. If you don't know how to attract clients, you're always going to struggle and you're going to feel a lot of stress in your business. So my goal here today is to help you learn to love marketing just as you love offering your services and really to see them as inseparable. You know, how you attract clients to your work is pretty much inseparable from what you actually do for them, from the work that you actually offer them. Marketing actually becomes very simple once you get the right understanding and systems in place. And it's definitely my goal as a marketing coach to expedite the process for you. So what would normally take several years of trial and error and kind of reinventing yourself and failing your way to success, for lack of a better term, a really good coach should help you expedite that process. So getting the right foundation set up and the right strategy in place quickly so you don't have to keep reinventing it and doing it over and over again. I've been there personally. I know how frustrating that is, where you have to keep redoing your website and keep doing your fan page or your Google marketing over and over again. That gets pretty old, and that's not frankly, where a lot of you guys want to be spending your time. So we want to make sure we get you the right foundation set up from the get-go. There's a very important concept to understand here, that not having enough clients is never really your main problem in business. Not knowing how to market is. So when I ask coaches, what is your #1 challenge in business, and they tell me, I just don't have enough clients, that shows me that their marketing IQ and really their business IQ needs to be developed still, that they're not really looking at the real problem, the real issue. That's a byproduct of a deeper issue, which is having a deficient skill set in marketing and client attraction. So obviously today we're focusing on the internet. Today's presentation is not talking about traditional sales and marketing or networking or anything that you can do offline. We really want to focus on the internet. Why is that the case? There are many reasons. Display advertising, as you know, is very expensive and it usually has very poor targeting. So as a coach, I definitely do not recommend spending several $1,000s on offline display ads to try to build your coaching business. It generally doesn't work. It's very risky, and most of you will feel very frustrated if you try that approach. We all know that the phone book is dying out fast. It's basically being replaced with Google and social media in many ways, with YouTube. Many people are going online to look for help and resources versus the phone book, and that's happening at a very fast rate right now. Like I said, most people now do go online to find solutions to their problems. So if they don't have an immediate referral for the help they need, they'll get on Google, they'll do a Google search, they'll find somebody on Facebook, they'll get on Twitter, or they'll look on YouTube too. YouTube is actually the second biggest search engine on the planet behind Google. So that's oftentimes the place where people will go to find help. And this is probably the most important thing that you need to understand, is that there's an infinitely greater audience online than you could ever get in front of offline. And this is especially true if you're a coach who is looking to target worldwide and you can offer virtual coaching and consulting through Skype or through just the telephone or email support, however you set it up. If you're looking to target only locally as a coach, I think you're missing out on the lion's share of the possibilities out there for you. So you should have the ability to structure your business in a virtual context and to get people to sign up for what you have to offer from literally anywhere in the world. And if that's your scope, yeah, I mean, you really can't touch that in any other way in terms of the audience reach and just the amount of exposure that you can get. So coaching is, man, it is one of those industries that if you're set up well through social media and Google and just, obviously the internet in general, you really should just be flooded with business. That's really my opinion. Like for me personally, there's no way I could keep up with the demand of clients wanting like one-on-one, like private coaching and things of this nature. Just because once you understand how to get in front of massive amounts of people, I mean, you'll have more of the problem of keeping up with all of them and managing the requests for people to want to work with you. Obviously, that's a really good problem to have. Most of you are probably in the situation right now where you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You just need to get more people aware of your work. You need to get more people engaged in your marketing process and signing up as clients. So all trends continue to center around the internet and social media. And if you're not staying current, you're going to get left behind, and it will become increasingly difficult to sustain your business. So you want to think of almost, part of your profession as a coach. I consider this almost like a sacred duty or obligation to stay abreast of trends online right now. That is part of what you want to do on an ongoing basis, because that is one of the main factors in your success as a coach. If you can dedicate some of your time and energy to really keeping at the cutting edge of marketing trends online, you'll have an enormous advantage over people that don't do that. So a lot of you as coaches, up until this point, you probably have relied heavily on word of mouth and referrals. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, why do I have to focus on the internet, if I've built a pretty decent word of mouth base for my coaching business? And that's great if you have. I think that's awesome. I'm proud of you if that's been the case for you. But what you need to realize is that having a strong online presence will only enhance this aspect of your marketing. So if you do rely heavily on referrals and word of mouth, how you structure your website and how you structure your social media will greatly enhance the conversion of referrals coming through the door for you or picking up the phone to call you. So everything that we're talking about here is inseparable. It's an integrated kind of seamless whole, and you cannot separate out referrals and word of mouth from internet marketing principles in general. They really go hand in hand. I want to give you just a quick sense of why that's important. Most of us, when we get a referral as a coach, we don't really have a lot of follow-up with that person. And if you're not following up with the person who's coming in the door for you, if you're not following up with the person who's been referred, it's going to be a poor conversion process. You're going to have a very difficult time landing a lot of those people in your practice or in your business as a paying client. If you compare that to what you can do on the internet, so that person gets referred to you, and then they go to your website as the first step, they get on your email list. From your email list, they're invited to join you on your fan page, to follow you on Twitter, to subscribe to your YouTube channel and watch some of your YouTube videos, and to also visit your blog on a regular basis. What all of this does is greatly enhance the conversion of the people being referred to you because of the follow-up process. So this all equals excellent conversion. And if you take nothing else from this today, if you're a coach who relies heavily on referrals, this is why you need to use the internet right now, because you need to get this marketing sequence, this funnel in place that converts your referrers into buyers, into paying clients. And this whole sequence of events is exactly how you do this. You go get them to your website. From your website, they should get on your email list. From there, you want to point them to various resources that build the connection and the relationship with them, that convey expertise and trust. So that would be showing them YouTube videos, connecting with them on Facebook and Twitter, and showing them some of the awesome content you have on your blog. So I hope that makes sense. Now, what most coaches, and quite frankly, most small business owners do in general, is this first way of doing it, which is little to no follow-up. They either hand out a business card, or they maybe send out an email to this person, or They don't do anything at all, and they just expect their clients to just share endlessly the benefits of your work. And if there's no follow-up, yeah, that's why it's frustrating sometimes when people are telling you, oh, I've referred so many people to you, and you're like, well, nobody's calling. That's nice, but nothing's really happening from that. That's a really frustrating but very common scenario that I see for all kinds of small business owners. So this is how you maximize referrals in your practice or in your business, is you get these people that are being exposed to your work over to your website, you stay in touch with them through email marketing, and you point them to various resources online that really maximize the opportunity for them to work with you, enhance the chances that they will. So with that said, let's talk about the blueprint for your success online. What does that really look like? It's a very simple formula. I'm sure you've heard it before, but it's also a very true formula, very much proven, is that conversion plus traffic equals clients. So what we need to do as a coach is set up a model online that is very specific for your work, that really optimizes this formula. That basically what that entails is getting your website to convert extremely well, and then you use some of these incredibly populated sites out there like Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter to drive as much traffic as possible to that website. So once a visitor lands on your site, the first goal is to capture their contact information, not make a sale or land a client. So when we're talking about conversion on your coaching website, that's the first thing that we want to look at. How is your opt-in form structured? Are you generating leads from your website? Because if you're not, this is the first thing that I want you doing, okay? You need to restructure your website so that lead generation is your top priority, not making the sale. Most people, when they come to your website, are not going to buy right away. That's just the way it is. In marketing, there's a proven kind of principle or rule that it takes the average person 7 to 9 points of contact to want to do business with you. Now, for whatever kind of coaching niche you're in, whatever kind of work you do, it's probably the case that for a lot of your prospective clients, there's a feeling of apprehension, of risk, of even fear of investing in your services. Why? Because they don't know you yet. They maybe aren't even that clear on how your specific coaching structure works, how it's going to help them, what the benefits are. And they might feel like the barrier to entry is high because of the risk involved, the time and cost investment. So the first thing you want to be aware of when you're structuring yourself, getting yourself set up well on the internet, is that psychological principle that most people will not buy from you right away. They're not going to become a client immediately. However they find you, even if they've been referred to you, most people need some time to feel it out. So this is where the lead generation piece is absolutely critical to your success. Once a visitor lands on your site, however they found you, the first thing you want to do is capture their contact information, so you can stay in touch with them, so you don't lose them, right? So I just want you to take a moment here to write this down and make sure that you have this clearly in your mind. Conversion plus traffic equals clients. And before we worry at all about sending more traffic to your website, we want to make sure that that website is, well, first of all, that you have one. I assume you do, but if you don't, of course, the first step is going to be getting your website designed the right way. But if you do have a website, we want to make sure that you do have a lot of the right marketing elements on it to convert that visitor into a buyer, okay? And it starts with lead generation. That is the central axis upon which successful internet marketing revolves, is the ability to capture contact information from your site and stay in touch with that person. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute because it's a critical concept to understand and to really spend a lot of time refining for your business. And that's something that I've personally done a lot of work on, is how I structure my opt-in process and get people onto my email list, and what I do from there to follow up with them, stay in touch, and connect with them more deeply. So let's cover some more general kind of principles on your website first. So I highly recommend getting a customized WordPress website designed for you. I think WordPress is the best platform to use for your online presence for a variety of reasons. When I use the word customized, the reason I'm using that particular word is because sharing your unique value is imperative for your online success. What I mean by that is I don't recommend that you use a generic or templatized website service or something that just looks kind of cookie cutterish or cheap or cuts corners. Your unique value needs to be showcased in your website, and the aesthetics, the colors, the text you're using, the images, if you're using video, all of this needs to be done with a fairly high degree of intentionality, and it needs to be deliberate. One of the biggest mistakes I see for coaches is that their website just looks like everybody else's. There's nothing really unique or compelling about it, and there's no real reason why the visitor would sign up. So we're going to get into a little bit more depth on this, but that's why I use the word customize. Now, I love WordPress because you do get full control over your website. Once the site is designed, you don't need a web designer to add content, blog posts, pages, videos. It's very easy to add content to a WordPress site. And it integrates seamlessly with social media, and that's really what you want as a coach. You want a pretty much an inseparable fusion of elements in the way that you market online. So there's really no difference, on some level between your website, your fan page, your Twitter account, your YouTube channel. All of these are just different online portals where people can connect with you. And in a sense, you want to look at all of your social media hubs as just another website. So your fan page is like a second website. So is your YouTube channel, and so on. Your WordPress is in itself a social media platform because it's a blogging platform, and blogging is a form of social media. And in fact, we could call it the hub of all social media is your blog. So I love WordPress because it's very easy to integrate it with all social media platforms. And right now, I really believe that Google favors WordPress in search engine rankings. Google just seems to give extra reward to WordPress sites versus templates, definitely. Templates oftentimes get penalized in Google. So if you're trying to blog or do anything creative through a templatized website, you're probably noticing that you're not getting very good search engine rankings, and that's why, because Google doesn't really like templatized services or sites. And WordPress, I think more and more people are turning to it for just that reason alone, just for the search engine optimization component of WordPress. It's extremely favorable. There's a lot more I could say about why you should use WordPress, but those are some of the main ideas that you'd want to take away with. So as I mentioned, your website is really the hub of everything you do to promote and market your coaching business. So I just want to show you a quick diagram of how this works, okay? So in the middle here, we have your website. So whether you're getting referrals, you're doing networking groups, you're out there doing public speaking, you're getting media opportunities, you're using social media, you're using like online video and YouTube, you're doing paid advertising or PPC, pay-per-click advertising, or you're running a blog on WordPress as part of your online marketing. All of this, whatever you're doing, should filter back through your website. So I really want to ingrain that home for you guys, that your website is really the kind of 24/7 marketing machine for your business. And the first thing that you want to do on that site is structure it so that it's extremely easy for people to leave their contact information, and they want to do that. There's a compelling reason for them to do that, okay? So let's go through your website. I just have a quick checklist I want to share with you to make sure that it is set up for optimal conversion. Now, what I've reviewed a ton of coaching websites out there. 90 to 95% of them are missing all of these elements or at least one of them. It's amazing like how few coaching websites I visit that really have all of this in place. And if you're kind of frustrated with how your website is performing up to this point, hopefully this will kind of clarify why that's happening. So the graphics and layout are extremely important as a coach. You want a very high level of aesthetic quality that really showcases your unique value. You don't want to use dark colors online or grays or too muted colors. I really recommend that the colors on your site have pop, they stand out, and they're very professionally done and well designed. You want to make sure you have benefit-oriented copy on your website, especially the homepage. So your homepage should really speak directly to the pains and challenges of that person on your site. Why are they there? What is their motivation for being there? You don't want to spend too much time on your homepage talking about you, the features of your business, like your office hours or your payment structure or anything like that. The homepage is just all about empathizing with their pain, saying, hey, you're probably here because you're struggling with this, this, and this. And you spend a little time embellishing that, like really show them that you understand their struggle, their suffering, and validate it for them and make them feel like they're in the right place. Make them feel like, yes, you finally landed in a place that can help you. So empathy is the first step in creating benefit-oriented copy. From there, you share very basic solutions. You show them exactly, like in 3 or 4 bullet points, how your work is going to help them. What are the outcomes you offer? And that's just where you lay out benefits, okay? And then the last thing in benefit-oriented copy is the call to action. You want to make sure you're telling them what to do next. Go ahead and opt in to my email list. Call me for a free consult, whatever that looks like. You want to make sure you're very directional in terms of what you tell them to do next, all right? So I've mentioned this several times already, but lead generation. You want to make sure that your website is set up to generate leads, that you're capturing names and emails so you can stay in touch with people. And I'll give you a quick example of that in a sec. Social media integration, absolutely, as a coach, you want to make sure that you're integrating all kinds of social media platforms into your website. So it's really easy for somebody to go to your website, like your fan page, go check you out on Twitter, go check out a YouTube video on your YouTube channel, follow you on Pinterest or LinkedIn or wherever else you're connected. So there should be definitely clickable buttons that easily take people to different places online to deepen the relationship with you. SEO, or search engine optimization, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more depth here in a sec, so let's kind of skip over that for now. Visitor engagement. So this is a huge one right now, is that, it used to be the case that you could just throw up a website, put some basic information on there, and we call this like a passive online brochure website, where all you're doing is just sharing details about your business, and you kind of leave it up to them to either call you or get off the site. Now, that doesn't really work. What works much better is to engage your visitors in some sort of risk-free process before you expect them to sign up for your services. So getting them to opt into your email list is one clear example of that, where they're raising their hand and expressing interest. Another example of that would be liking your fan page from your website, or liking a blog post or tweeting it. Another example would be leaving a blog comment on your blog. So these are all ways that somebody is showing interest in what you're doing without having to take risk. They're engaged in your process, but they're not being expected necessarily to buy anything yet. Having dynamic and unique content on your website is a really important aspect of your success online. I don't think you need to spend hours and hours writing blog posts and creating all this content. I think it's something that you're going to want to update maybe once or twice a month minimally, though, and just writing fresh content. Because, if you're trying to get clients off of Google, Google really pays attention now to how updated your site is. So you want to make sure there is some updated content on a regular basis, or else Google starts to look at the site as kind of outdated, or it's just not being cared for in the right way, and therefore the user experience isn't going to be as high if there's not fresh content. And video. As a coach, you definitely want to be using online video in your marketing, and this would start with putting a welcome video on the homepage of your website. What we see in marketing is that across the board, if you have a homepage video that is done even remotely well, that will enhance the conversion on your website about 20%. If people can hear your voice, they can kind of see you moving in space and getting a sense of your work, that greatly enhances the odds of them wanting to work with you. The reason that is just because video conveys trust more. It's about as close as you can get to actually being in a room physically with somebody and feeling like you're having a conversation with them. So video is, I think, an integral aspect of your success. And I'll spend a little bit more time on that in a few minutes here. These are the main elements, you guys, that I would love to see on your website. And you just want to go through this checklist and make sure that you have all of these set up the right way. There's a lot more I can say about web design, but I'm going to leave it at that just because of time constraints today. But what I wanted to do is just hop off the PowerPoint real quick here and just show you one of my websites and give you a sense of why this website has worked so well for me over the years. And this is a site that I have redesigned many times, but in its current incarnation, it seems to work extremely well. Now, if you go to buildyourdreampractice.net, like I said, this is a site that has driven a lot of traffic. We've built a huge email database through this website, and this is helping mainly holistic practitioners build their business. That's one of my main coaching niches. So what I would recommend doing is spending some time on this site and just kind of reverse engineering for your own business why it's working well. Like, pay attention to the copy. Here's the opt-in form, and they get like a free starter kit that helps them build their business with a few videos and audio and a report. So I'm giving away a lot of free information to get people to leave their contact information here. And then if we scroll down, we can see at the very bottom of this page that opt-in form is placed here again. So what you'll notice on this page is I'm not really talking about, hey, come and call me or sign up for my services or buy something right now. All I'm really trying to do on the homepage of my website is get people to leave their contact information. And this is one way that we build our email list, one way. There are others that are even better, actually, than setting up a site with a homepage like this. And I'm going to get into that in a few more minutes because that's really cool stuff, and you definitely want to pay attention to that. But on a site like this, if you just scroll down, you can see it has a lot of the elements that I've been talking about. It has the fan page integration. There's social proof because I'm showing that I've been seen on other important platforms. High-end look and feel, like nice graphics, and copy that is benefit-oriented and kind of provokes curiosity and gets them interested in what I'm doing. And testimonials to convey social proof. And yeah, the opt-in form. So we want to make sure that this is set up mostly though to generate leads, okay? So check out that site. I mean, there are many great coaching websites out there, but for our time purposes today, we can't really go into all of them, of course, or any of them. I just wanted to show you my site just to give you a sense of a site that works well and that is set up with a lot of the right elements on it, okay? So conversion is key. You want to make sure that your website converts well, or else it gets really frustrating spending time, energy, and money driving traffic to the site when you feel like it's not really doing what it should do, which is actually extremely common online. We see this mistake made a lot. Now, if you do need any web design help, I have a go-to web designer that I've used for years. She's fantastic. Her name is Rachel Maraca. You can email her at rachel@virtualassistantwebdesign.com. She'll do a free 15-minute consult with you if you're pretty serious about moving forward and getting your site set up the right way. Rachel's package is pretty darn comprehensive, so she includes a lot in there. A lot of what we're talking about today is included in the setup. So it's definitely like a little higher end package, but I think it's totally worth it because it is the foundation upon which your business flows and builds. So you want to make sure that it's set up well. So Rachel@virtualassistantwebdesign.com is her email if you do need help. So from there, we want to start talking about traffic. Now that we've kind of skimmed over the topic of conversion and getting some of those key elements on your site, now the next goal is to get traffic. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is spend most of this conversation on Facebook because that's what personally has me the most excited. In my own business, for sure. And I see a lot of coaches and a lot of online marketers really focusing on Facebook just like I am. So I think that's the place that can just deliver so many powerful results for you. But I don't want to just like completely ignore other traffic sources either. So I'm going to spend a little less time on these and a little more time on the one that I find to be, frankly, the most exciting right now, which is Facebook. So let's start, though, by talking about how do you get traffic from Google. Google is still an incredibly important traffic source. It is still, at least the last time I checked, the #1 most trafficked website on the planet. And there are literally, hundreds of millions of people going on Google every day. So you want to make sure that you're doing something to capture a portion of that traffic. There are two main ways you get traffic from Google: search engine optimization and PPC, or pay-per-click. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is simply the process of structuring your website in the most Google-friendly way possible. And that's a big conversation. That's definitely something we could spend this entire presentation talking about, is just how you search engine optimize a website. It's very important. You definitely want to make sure you take the steps to SEO your site. But it's actually, like, if you're looking to really move things fast and get more people in the door now, it's really not like what I would consider like a short-term traffic strategy. I look at it as definitely more medium to long-term. And I'm going to talk more about Facebook in terms of man, let's just get this going now and get you traffic now and results fast. SEO, not so much. It's something that requires patience. It requires ongoing kind of maintenance and work. But in general, there are 4 main ways that you search engine optimize your website. You code the right keywords into your website. You add a lot of great content. You get backlinks. And you convey social proof and authority. What Google wants to see is a combination of these factors in place in order to rank your website well. So the first thing you need to have are some of your main keywords implemented into the website. So your title tags, your meta tag description have to be loaded up with some of those keywords that are most directly relevant to your business. What would people be typing into Google to find your services? Well, you want to make sure those keywords are reflected in the coding of your website, okay? That's a big conversation. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because it's just going to take us off track too much. But just know that that's a great area to put some of your focus, is doing some keyword research, using the Google keyword tool, and making sure that those keywords are implemented into your site. What I'll do is just show you a quick example, actually. If you just go to googlekeywordtool.com and then you click the first link that you see at the top of that page, you'll come to a screen that looks like this. And I just took the quick example of, let's say you're a career coach, or, I guess that would be the best title for it. There are lots of different niches that you guys could be in the coaching world, but let's just say you're a career coach. A couple of your main keywords might be how to find ideal job or start new career. And if I scroll down here, Google's telling me that 6,600 people a month are typing in start new career, and 2,400 are typing in how to find ideal job. So if those are 2 of the main searches that you want your website reflective of, well, those keywords should be in your title tags, your meta tags, and in the content of your website in general. In fact, what you'd want to do is structure blog posts targeting these unique keywords, and making sure that you really structure blog content to get to the top of Google for a keyword like this. Once again, that's a fairly large conversation. I just want to get you thinking in this direction, because this is how you start to get organic traffic to your website. You structure your content on your site in a way that's reflective of what people are actually typing into Google. And this keyword tool will give you all kinds of ideas for various keyword variations that you can rank for, that you can create content around, optimize blog posts for, and possibly YouTube videos for as well. So hop on the Google keyword tool and make a big list of your keywords, and then start structuring some content on your blog around those keywords. That's a great strategy, okay? All right, and then that's what I mean by content. You want to create content that reflects your main keywords. Backlinks, that's where we get other websites on the internet to link back to our website for some of our main keywords. Once again, that is a whole hour presentation minimally unto itself, but the main thing I wanted to convey here in terms of backlinks is you don't want to use just any SEO service out there. You're probably spammed by a lot of these companies already that say, hey, we'll get you to the top of Google for whatever keyword you want, and you pay some sort of monthly fee to do that. A lot of those services really don't work, especially now based on the latest algorithm changes from Google. Google is now really kind of tracking websites a lot more closely in terms of what sort of SEO they're doing and where these links are coming from. So if you're getting links from a lot of low-quality websites out there that are kind of spammy in nature, that used to work great. It used to be really easy to just get tons, like thousands of backlinks to your website, and boom, you'd be at the top of Google for a lot of different keywords. Now, Google actually penalizes you for that, and it'll slap your site pretty hard and penalize it if you use that approach. So if you get backlinks, just make sure that you are getting your links from a reputable source and that they're coming from authority websites on the internet. So another term for this is high page rank websites. You want your backlinks coming from high PR or page rank websites because those websites are deemed authority sites in Google's eyes, and if they are linking back to yours, that's going to be much more beneficial for your search engine rankings versus spammy, low-quality websites where you're getting a ton of links from, okay? Social proof and authority, that's where you get people to like and share your content. So this is where you want to install on your WordPress blog something like the social share bar, where you have the like and share and tweet buttons that people can click, because Google's now very closely tracking how many people are clicking those buttons on your site. The more, the better. So if you have a blog post that 100 people have tweeted and 200 people have liked, if there's a keyword that you're trying to rank that blog post for, those likes and shares are heavily factored now into Google's algorithm. So it's going to be a lot easier to get to the top of the search results for that keyword versus not having that social proof in place, okay? So that's another really important reason why you want to incorporate a lot of social media into your website, because the more social proof you're showing, it's actually much better for your search engine rankings now. Now, the other way that you get traffic from Google, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this right now because it's too big of a conversation, but I just want to make sure you're aware of it, is PPC, pay-per-click, or Google AdWords, we call it too. And that's where you set up targeted ads on the right side of the page when people type in keywords related to your business. That can still work extremely well as long as you know what you're doing. Like a lot of people try Google AdWords and lose all this money and then think, oh, that doesn't work, and they get kind of cynical about that approach. And that's only because you didn't have the right structure. You didn't really understand the process. Most likely you were not sending that visitor to a website that was set up to convert really well. And in particular, if you're running ads off of Google or Facebook, you're sending them to your website, you want to make sure that your first objective is to collect their contact information. Because most people are not going to just call you right away from a pay-per-click ad. They're not just going to click an ad and then boom, well, okay, where do I call this person? Where do I sign up? I'm whipping out my credit card within 30 seconds. It just doesn't happen. And a lot of it kind of mistakenly assume that it does. That's how we structure our marketing. So we think that coaching client is just going to just miraculously whip out their credit card within a minute of seeing our website. That's why you need to collect contact information and stay in touch effectively with them, okay? So pay-per-click, as long as you're doing that, as long as you're sending these people to a really good website, that's going to greatly enhance the chances of them actually buying from you and you getting a really good return on investment. Google AdWords is something that I've personally spent thousands and thousands of dollars on, and I still use it quite a bit. But honestly, I'm not as excited about AdWords anymore as I am about Facebook. I think Facebook advertising is an amazing opportunity for everybody here on the webinar. So that's where I'm going to spend a little bit more time. Hopefully that's cool with you guys. So why Facebook? Well, over 1 billion users, 1 out of 7, a huge one. The average visitor spends 20 minutes per day on Facebook or more. And anytime you're looking for marketing sources for your business, visitor engagement on that website is a major factor. It's a major reason why you'd want to invest some money getting people from that site over to yours, because this site gets heavy user engagement and investment of time. Facebook is an incredibly versatile platform that any business owner, any coach can benefit from, and I'll get into some details about why that is here in a sec. And all successful entrepreneurs I know and that I follow online heavily rely on Facebook right now. And anytime you're looking to take your own success to a higher level, it's always helpful to see, like, okay, well, what are others doing that are already at a high 6- or 7-figure level? What are they doing? Where are they putting their energy? And even on a bigger scale, you have major brands, right, like Coca-Cola and Doritos and NASCAR and the NBA. I mean, all these mega corporations have a huge Facebook presence, and they're investing heavily in building their brand through social media. The reason they're all doing that, because it works. It's profitable. They're getting a good ROI, or return on investment, from it. Now, I think right now is really the prime time to use Facebook. Few coaches really get how powerful this website can be, and you want to think innovation. Anytime you're looking to create more success as a business owner, what is the most innovative strategy that I can use that very few in my market really understand in a great deal of in a really effective and in-depth way? That's where Facebook's at right now. Facebook is kind of where Google was in 2002 through 2004, where it was super easy just to throw up content, put up these cheap little ads, and you're just flooding your website with traffic and getting all kinds of sales. Facebook's, I think it's in a very similar place now. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about how you use this website, and then I'm going to get off for just a couple minutes and show you some examples in my own marketing of how I use Facebook as a coach, okay? So the first goal is we want to get traffic, obviously, from Facebook. So you want to do this in sequential order. If you haven't set up a fan page yet, definitely start. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes to set up your fan page. You want to get your timeline photo custom designed, and I would just head over to Fiverr.com to do that, Fiverr.com. It's a great website where you can set up a free account, type in a keyword in their search field like timeline photo, and you'll get literally dozens of people ready to do your timeline photo within the next couple of days, and it's $5. And you can find somebody that just has great reviews. Everybody's been happy with their work. And that's always where I've gone to get my timeline photos done. Really, really cheap. Your fan page is where Facebook wants you marketing your business, not on your personal profile. So if you're currently using just your regular personal profile, you can actually have your account shut down. So you want to make sure that you're getting everything over onto a fan page to market your business, okay? Step number 2 is you just want to build that fan base as fast as possible. And that's what we're going to spend a little time on. And step number 3 is from there, as you're getting more fans, you want to get people off of Facebook and over to your website as quickly as you can. And that's really the biggest mistake I see made, is a lot of people don't understand how to get people off of Facebook and over to their website. If you just keep people on Facebook, you're kind of missing the point of building a business through social media. Social media is obviously great for getting to know a lot of people and building relationships, but if we're trying to build our business and get clients, we have to get people off of social media, get them over to our website, okay? So let's talk for a few minutes here about how to get people to like your page and become fans. Number 1, this is my own recipe. This is what I do, is post amazing content. The content that you post, a lot of it should go viral, meaning that you're getting a lot of likes and shares and comments on it. That alone will start getting more fans. If you have really awesome posts that you're sharing and you're getting a lot of likes and shares, you'll get more fans just from that. It's a very viral process. But, you know, that's just where we start. And, you know, posting amazing content is a combination of sharing useful insights with people, helpful tips, putting graphics in there, sharing quotes, sharing videos, making it like a real multimedia presentation. That's what gets people sharing your content, is in getting it to go viral. You want to send a welcome email to all of your new coaching clients, inviting them to join your fan page. So you definitely want to use Facebook as a contact management system. So all of your clients that have ever been with you should be fans on your fan page. That way you can always stay in touch with them. And if they stop being a client at whatever point down the road, they're still going to see your name out there on the Facebook news feed just because you're posting regularly on your fan page. And that brand recognition and awareness is absolutely critical to your success and your stability. Put a Facebook fan page invite in your email signature and on all marketing materials that you use. That's a simple one. Put a Connect with Us button and fan page on your website. We've talked about that already and how important that is. Invite all friends from your personal profile. If you've been using that a lot to build your database, make sure you invite all those people to your fan page, okay? But by far, you guys, the best way to do this is just to advertise and spend some money to build your fan base. If you're willing to do that, you can see exponential growth very, very quickly. And this is what I do. It's really my opinion and my experience. It's really a combination of number 1 and number 6. If you advertise effectively on Facebook and you're sharing awesome content with your fans, and also you know how to get people off of Facebook to your website, that's the recipe for success on Facebook. And that's where you can really explode your fan page growth very quickly and achieve like celebrity status and just pretty much become very picky about who you want to work with because you have so many new people being exposed to your work on a daily basis. That's really what you want as a coach, okay? So let me do this. I'm gonna, before I get into this slide, which is a good one, I'm gonna get off of here and just show you one of my fan pages here that has worked extremely well for me. Now this fan page, in the year 2000, this is just between me and you guys, because you're all coaches and we're all speaking the same language here. So I'm just going to tell you what I do that works extremely well. This fan page, in the year 2013 alone, just from this one fan page, has generated for me somewhere in the neighborhood of 8,000 to 10,000 new leads. I'm not kidding, 8,000 to 10,000 new leads to my email list. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 70,000 new visitors to one of my websites. Probably upwards of, I don't know, I mean, multiple 6-figure revenue that I've generated directly from this fan page, running coaching programs and selling products just from this page. And so this page has been an amazing asset to me, and that's why I'm so excited about Facebook, because if you know how to use it well and you're consistent in your efforts, it should really be the #1 place where you're generating business. It really should be. So we can see this page here has, this is facebook.com/dream practice fan page, by the way. Definitely like this page and just kind of model, like kind of check out what I do here. But you can see this page has almost 19,000 likes right now. I had this timeline photo done over at Fiverr for $5. Very cheap there. And you can see I put my logo in there and just like a little tagline that was kind of catchy and a nice image that kind of represents what the page is all about for my audience. And if we scroll down, I'm just going to give you a couple quick tips here, okay? So these boxes, these navigation tabs are very important. People definitely click these. So you want to make sure you have these set up through your web designer, or you can do some research to do it on your own. And make sure that you set up boxes to get people off of Facebook over to your website. And here, we also have in the About section a link that I get them off of Facebook. And so when I talk about another fantastic way to build your email list through social media, this is what I mean. So this page, where it just says click here and get our free training, this page here is a simple squeeze page that I built that I've driven about 37,000 visitors through just from my Facebook page, just this one alone. And so we've had several thousand new leads come through just this basic squeeze page. So this page converts about 28 to 30%. It's pretty high. And that's what you want, just a very simple form that you can use to capture names and emails, okay? And you start building your database just like this. So that's an example of getting people off of Facebook. If we keep scrolling down, another very important tip that I want to share with you guys here in terms of getting people off of your fan page and over to your website, I always pin a post to the top of my page with a call to action to get my free stuff, to go to my website and get my free kit, my free training, with a link where they can click it directly here and go to a squeeze page. That link actually goes to that exact same squeeze page. And I have a post like this with a nice image pinned to the top of my page. And you would pin a post just by hovering your mouse over the right upper portion of your post here, and you just click the edit button, and it'll just say pin to the top. And that way, everybody, all the new visitors, fans you're bringing to this page, this is the first thing that they're going to see is a call to action to get off of Facebook and go to your website, okay? Very helpful thing to do. And that gets a lot of traffic. Just those little tips right there, having those boxes set up, a link in your About section, and a page post that you pin to the top, that alone is so helpful, and it gets so much extra traffic to your website, okay? Now, if we scroll down, we can see here that this particular post has gotten 179 shares, 1,094 likes, and a bunch of comments. And the reason that that happened is largely actually, because I was advertising this particular post, doing a promoted page post. So I was getting a lot of extra eyeballs on this post to get them over to that squeeze page where they could get on my email list. So we can see down here, yeah, check this out. 77,504 people have seen this post, which is insane. I mean, that's a lot of people seeing that information. It's a lot of people clicking through it. And honestly, as a coach, that's what you want. You want to get yourself in a position where you are just flooding yourself with exposure and business and leads and just all kinds of new energy and momentum of people coming in to figure out what you're doing and how it can help them, okay? So this should give you a very clear example of how powerful Facebook can be just in terms of exposure. And if you scroll through this page, you'll see, you know, a lot of these posts have gone viral. You know, I'm getting like 87 likes and 18 shares. That's okay. And then, you know, if I scroll down, some of these have gotten several hundred likes and you know, 100 or more shares as well. So the way that you can just look at this page and see what I'm doing. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's pretty simple. But there's a combination of quotes, content, snippets, insights, really helpful in-depth information to help practitioners and coaches build their business, right? So you guys can easily do this too. You just structure your information in a similar way to what I do, and you know, make sure that you have these little elements set up to get people off of Facebook and over to your website as quickly as you can. Now, I want to show you one other quick example in a totally unrelated niche of what I've done using Facebook, okay? And this is funny because I'm a tennis fanatic, and I play tennis like 6 times a week. I'm pretty much obsessed with the sport. I love it. It's kind of my main way of decompressing, if you will. So I decided, I actually built this fan page like a couple years ago. I never did anything with it though until about 5 days ago. So in 5-6 days, just using some of these strategies that I'm talking about, I'll show you the results. 5 or 6 days, we've had 1,700 new likes on this page. And what this shows you guys is that you can pretty much do this for anything, for any industry, any niche, anything that you're wanting to do. And as a coach, I mean, this is what I recommend, is that it's not just about building your coaching business. It's about taking whatever you're most passionate about and using these strategies in kind of a rinse and repeat way. So you can kind of do it for any niche, anything you really want to do. To me, that's what a freedom-based business really is. It's not just about getting more clients in the door working with you. It's about taking everything you're passionate about and figuring out creative ways to help lots of people and monetize those passions. So on this page, yeah, we've gotten almost 2,000 new likes in a matter of days. You can see the exact same structure here. I have the link to get them off of my fan page and over to my website. We have the button here to get them over there too. And then we have the post that I pinned to the top to get them to opt into my email list. And then if we scroll down just a little bit here, we can see here, like just like from yesterday, this post has 159 likes and 49 shares. This one I just posted today, 69 likes and 33 shares. So we're seeing that a lot of this content is going viral already. And you'll notice on a page like this, the images are going viral. Like when I post images, people really like that. So you're going to notice that on yours too, is that when you post images and you encourage your audience to like and share those images, that's what's going to get the word spreading and get people sharing and liking your content. So I'll give you another quick example. Yeah, like this one, like and share if you agree with Andre Agassi's philosophy here. And then you can see, you know, we've gotten 75 likes and 11 shares on this one. So I'm constantly encouraging this audience to share what I'm doing. Spread the word. So it's a combination of me spending some money to build out my fan base quickly, but then sharing all kinds of awesome content that they love sharing with their friends on Facebook. And every time they click that share button, their friends are going to see that they're sharing that, and there's going to be a link to go back to my fan page to become a fan. And that's how you get these pretty explosive numbers. So from here, like I said, the goal is get these fans off of this page over to my email list, right? Get them onto a squeeze page. And so just in the past 4 or 5 days, we've had almost 100 new subscribers from this page. So it's just happening like really fast, which is awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much else about this page because it's obviously a little unrelated to what we're all doing, but this just gives you an example of how pretty much easy it is to use Facebook to just quickly build a business, quickly get an audience, get tons of people seeing what you're doing. I've never seen anything like it. In all the Google marketing that I've done, search engine optimization, that always takes a lot longer than this. So that's why I'm excited about this, okay? So let me go back here. So I want to open up this slide because this is a big one for you guys. So as a coach, this is definitely coming from my own experience and what I see a lot right now. There's one marketing strategy on Facebook that you can implement that I think works best right now. So you want to keep in mind, okay, so setting up your website, super important, right? Doing the search engine optimization, that's all good. You want it. You want lots of great content. But honestly, what it really boils down to build your coaching business and get more clients, how quickly can you get clicks to your website, how many of those people are becoming leads, and how well is your follow-up sequence structured to convert those leads into sales. That's mostly what this boils down to, you guys. So that, to me, is 95% of your success online. How quickly can you build leads for what you do, and how well can you convert those leads into paying customers or clients? So as a coach, here's what I recommend that you work through. You do a Facebook ad, so you're setting up Facebook ads. You drive those ads, those people clicking those ads, to a webinar or teleclass registration page. And then from there, you do a 1-hour presentation where you deliver great content, then share how your audience can work with you on a deeper level. Kind of like what I'm doing here, right? We should all be doing this as coaches. This works better than anything else in terms of connecting with a ton of new people, sharing some really helpful value, and encouraging them to work with you in some other context if that's the next step in your process. So what I want everybody on this line to be doing, if you're not already, is I want you to start heavily investing in webinars and teleclasses to build your business. That works probably better than any other strategy to convert visitors and prospects into clients. So you know what I want to do? Can I get a show of hands? I'm just going to open up the webinar right now. Can I get a show of hands from you guys? How many of you, just click your little hand icon, how many of you are actively using either webinars or teleclasses to build your audience right now and get clients in the door? Can I get a show of hands? I don't see many hands. I see a couple hands going up out of everybody on this webinar, not too many. So this is going to be one of the biggest takeaways for you. I mean, this works better than just about anything else you can do. You set up a webinar or teleclass page, you do like an hour-long presentation, and you are getting as many people as possible to opt into your registration and deliver awesome content to them. Every one of us on this line can do this. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the higher your conversion level goes, okay? So YouTube and Twitter, I'm going to come back to YouTube and Twitter because we are running out of time. I want to spend a little bit more time on Facebook. But let me cover the resources that you would need to get this whole ball rolling, okay? So if we're going to use a webinar/teleclass approach to build your business, you would need to use either GoToWebinar.com or meetingburner.com for your webinar platform. Or if you just wanted to start doing free teleclasses, NoCostConference.com works great. And you can drive people to a teleclass registration page so they're not seeing your computer screen, they're just hearing your voice. And that's fine too. Then what I would recommend that you do, this is a very important component of online marketing to have control over, where you don't want to have to rely on a web designer. because it slows everything down, trust me. You want the ability to set up your own lead capture, squeeze pages, and sales pages extremely easily with a click of a few buttons. And that's where Lead Pages is awesome. A lot of the top online marketers use this. I use it personally. Leadpages.net. These are some of the nicest templates you're going to see that convert extremely well, and they have a whole series of them that are designed for webinar registrations, for just squeeze pages, just basic, like the one I showed you, just that basic diagram with the opt-in form over it. You should be sending lots and lots of your traffic off of Facebook to pages just like that. And Lead Pages allows you to set up those pages within 5 minutes and set them up on your website without having to know any coding, any HTML. It's a fantastic service. It's a little pricey. It's either $37 a month ongoing, or you pay like a one-time $297 fee. So it is a little pricey. I consider it just a cost of doing business. But if you're pretty serious about getting clients online, it's one of the best things you can invest in, I think. And then you're going to need a service like either aweber.com or One Shopping Cart. I use both to capture emails and generate leads for your business and then take online payment. So my main resource for my online business is One Shopping Cart, and that's where you can capture email leads and also have people pay you for your services online. So it's really kind of the backbone of doing business online is using a service like One Shopping Cart. But if you're just looking to capture email leads, Aweber works great, and that's a fantastic service to use. So it's really, to do this, that's all you need. You need a webinar or teleclass platform, the ability to create your own squeeze pages and sales pages, and then an email marketing service to capture contact information and follow up with people and stay in touch with them. Very, very simple. It really is. So I just wanted to show you that. And then if you have a couple extra minutes, you guys, what I wanted to do is just get on the Facebook advertising platform and just show you a quick example of how you could structure these ads in a very cost-effective way. So what I recommend doing to start off with, so you set up your teleclass page or your webinar registration page. And, honestly, very much like what I've done on this particular webinar. I got, over just around 500 coaches to sign up for this webinar just using this exact strategy. And it was, very cost effective to do this. So we can all do this for our coaching business. So the first thing that you're going to do is set up your advertising account on Facebook. And then once you set up payment and you're ready to roll there, you'll see an option to create your first ad. And then you'll be taken to a page like this. And then what you're going to want to do is just choose your Facebook destination, and you're always going to choose your fan page for this particular strategy that I'm going to show you here. So I'll just choose Kevin Doherty as my fan page that I'm going to promote. And then what I'm going to do is scroll down, and the next section says, what would you like to do? I'm going to click Promote Page Post. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume that I've written an actual post on my fan page that encourages people to opt in for a free teleclass or webinar with a link to that registration page. That would be the post that I want to promote. And that specific form of advertising is working extremely well because the cost per click is extremely cheap right now. And if you're able to get clicks for 13 to 30 cents over to your registration page of people signing up for your free webinar, you should be able to make that profitable pretty much all day long for your coaching business. And that's where what I'm seeing over and over again is if you promote page posts driving people to a free webinar registration, it works extremely well. And if you scroll down, I would just keep all these boxes checked for sponsored stories so people can see who else is liking and sharing it. And then the targeting is very interesting on Facebook. So if you haven't explored this yet, you can spend quite a bit of time coming up with creative ways to target different audiences on Facebook. So like let's say, I'm just going to take the example of let's say you're a health and wellness coach. And let's say you wanted to you wanted to drive some traffic to a free teleclass that you're offering. And let's say you wanted people between the ages of 25 and 55. That's your ideal demographic. And you're going for women. Your market is women. Well, you can choose that. And then under precise interests, you can narrow it down to health, and I'll just kind of choose a few of these just to show you how targeted this could be. So right away here, just by choosing two different criteria here for your ad, you're targeting 136 women between the ages of 25 and 55 who live in the United States who have already expressed an interest, a specific interest in health and wellness. Those are the people that are going to be seeing your ad to join your free teleclass or webinar. That is extremely targeted advertising right there. That is, it's hard to get more targeted than that. And of course, you can, the sky's the limit in terms of the targeting. So that's just one really basic example. You can also target the pages of your competitors. So if there are other really successful health and wellness coaches that run a fan page, you can specify their page here, and you're going to target all of their fans, and your ad is going to pop up on their news feed as a promoted page post for them to join your free teleclass or webinar registration, okay? It's very cool. So this is the stuff that I do a lot, and it works extremely well. And if you do this, I would definitely have an image with your ad. So when you write your posts and you publish it on Facebook, put an image with it so people can see a picture that kind of conveys the emotional outcome of your work or shows them people looking happy or successful or whatever it is. So that visual representation enhances conversion a lot off of your ads if you put an image there. And just some compelling text that just talks about the benefits of your free class and what they're going to get out of it and encourages them to register with a link there. Very, very simple. So that alone works great. Now if you scroll down here, the next thing that I would do is you can set your campaign budget, name your campaign, but you would want to choose, there's an optimization and pricing section here. If I'm trying to get clicks through to my website off of a promoted page post, I generally click the advanced option, and then I click optimize for clicks, and then I would manually bid for those clicks. Facebook gives me a range of 22 to 194. Generally what I'll do is start on the lower end of that range. So I'll do 23 cents. And I'm telling Facebook I only want this ad showing if you're going to get the clicks from me for 23 cents or less. And that pretty much guarantees you're going to get extremely cheap clicks off of these promoted page posts. Sometimes Facebook won't even show the ad if it's too cheap. So you kind of have to gauge how much is being shown, how many clicks you're getting, and you might need to bump it up a bit to get more impressions. But I'll always start on the low end, and a lot of the time, just by doing that, I'll get very, very cheap clicks through to my classes and my pages wherever I want to send people. Pretty cool, huh? And then you just click place order. It takes about a few hours for Facebook to start showing your ad, and you should start seeing some pretty immediate actions. People opting in and liking and sharing it, and the whole thing gets set in motion from there. So that's the stuff that I'm doing all day on Facebook. I mean, that's just one example of using a promoted page post to build out a free webinar or teleclass that you want to fill out. So it's really, really easy to do it, and the return on investment should be very good, especially if you have a good website and it's converting well and you're good at presenting what you do. That's an extremely effective strategy that very few coaches really implement, and that's why I like it. All right, so we're already at 1:20 my time, so I need to wrap it up, unfortunately. You're probably getting the impression I could talk about this stuff all day, but let me just hop on the PowerPoint for just a couple more minutes. We didn't get to YouTube and Twitter today because I think it's too much right now, and honestly, where I want you putting most of your focus right now is on Facebook, because I think the opportunity for instant exposure, instant momentum, and for getting new clients quickly, there's more opportunity there than just about anywhere else online right now, especially if you're willing to do some paid advertising. So write down these resources. These are all the things that I use. I use GoToWebinar. a lot, and I use lead pages, and I use Aweber and One Shopping Cart. So this will get you going and help you set up a very consistent and reliable online business. So we've definitely covered a lot of ground already, and I wish we had a little bit more time. I love talking about this stuff, and I hope it's helped you out a lot already. But obviously, in an hour together, we can really only scratch the surface. With all of these strategies, there's a lot to it. Obviously, there are a few important steps and details to implement to make sure that your systems are set up in a way that generates new clients consistently and easily. So we could just scratch the surface. I just wanted to show you just in a few minutes here what the possibility is on Facebook and just through your, setting up your website the right way. But if you want to, kind of get more information from me and have me help you with a lot of this stuff and making sure that you're getting your system set up well, there's something that I'd like to offer you, which is the ability to join my membership, which is called the Business Freedom Membership. This is an online membership program that I've designed just for coaches, consultants, speakers, and trainers, and really anybody that wants to build what I call a freedom-based business. And I define that as somebody that is doing work in the world that matters, and you want it to impact a lot of people, and you also want to get compensated in a way that allows you to live without limits. That's a freedom-based business to me, and that's really the whole point of this membership. And in this membership, I'm structuring it so it's basically giving you step-by-step how-to information to use the internet to build your coaching business. So I just want to give you a quick portion of what you're going to learn. In that membership, I'm going to talk a lot about dominating online searches, getting you to the top of Google, building a large responsive fan page and turning fans into clients. I covered a lot of that already off of the fan page, but there's a lot more I can cover. We just could scratch the surface here. How to use email marketing to enhance your brand awareness and keep your business stable. I couldn't get into that today just because there's so much to cover with that topic, but it's extremely important for what you do. This one tip that I have to share about email marketing can definitely lower your stress by 90%. Most coaches don't understand how to use email the right way, but it should be like one of the primary assets you have to build your business and stabilize it. How to use online video and blogging to get more referrals, exposure, and clients. Some of my secret strategies for creating expert positioning and being perceived as a thought leader and authority in your specific niche. How to run all kinds of different ads on Facebook and Google that give you an incredible ROI and build your audience fast. And that's what you want. You want to see some movement fast because that's what gets you excited and gets you trusting the process and doing more of it, quite frankly. And everything you need, basically, to know how to use the internet to create your ideal business and lifestyle, just like what I've been able to do, and I've taught many, many others to do as well. This is what I love teaching on. I'm very passionate about it. So if you want to learn more about this, it's kevindohertyonline.com/business-freedom-membership. Once again, kevindohertyonline.com/business-freedom-membership. So the cool thing about this, you guys, is it is very cheap. I'm not offering some $10,000 coaching program right now. I know a lot of people do that off of webinars. Frankly, I think that, it leaves a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth sometimes. I want to give you a resource here that is extremely reasonable and yet does what it needs to do, which is deliver awesome content for you. So that's only $1 for the first month to try it out. Given that it is a new membership that I've created and I'm building it out over time here, for a limited time, I'm offering it for $29 a month ongoing, and you can lock into that price for the lifetime of your membership if you sign up now. The regular price will be $39 a month. Once it's built out a little bit more and I get a few more training videos in there, that price is definitely going to increase to minimally $39 a month because I think it is going to be one of the best, very best resources out there for coaches, consultants, speakers, and trainers to create that freedom-based lifestyle that they want. So check that out, and yeah, it should be a really helpful fit, and know that it is going to be filled out a lot over the next few weeks. So we just got the ball rolling on it, but I'm super excited about it. It's information that's coming directly out of my own experience. So like I said, it's not just theory to me. It's stuff that I'm doing in the trenches with you guys every day, and I'm just probably quite a bit ahead of the curve and have been doing this for a little bit longer, and I know how to guide you to where you want to be to fill your coaching business. So check that out. I hope it helps you, and I think if I'm not mistaken, that is pretty much all I had to share for today. Let me just open it up real quick and see. Oh, good. We still have just about everybody on the webinar, which is awesome. Can I get a quick show of hands? Did you guys get some good takeaways from today? A few helpful tips? Just click your hand icon if you got at least one or two practical takeaways that you can implement immediately to start improving your website, getting more traffic from Facebook, and really taking your coaching business to a much higher level. Awesome. That's great, you guys. I just wanted to reiterate this one point that I've done a lot in marketing. I've experimented with all kinds of different things. Nothing has worked as well for me as Facebook is working right now. Nothing. I mean, even Google AdWords, doing search engine optimization, blogging, video marketing. I've done a ton of all that stuff, and it's all great. Don't get me wrong. It can all work very, very well. Nothing works as fast as Facebook right now. I mean, that example that I just showed you of building out a fan page to almost 2,000 fans in 6 days, you have that opportunity to get that kind of exposure off of Facebook right now. And as a coach, I just highly recommend that you invest some money in it. You just go for it, and you seize the moment, because I don't know how much longer that's going to be available on Facebook, especially with the cost per click being so cheap. So yeah, build out your audience like now. That is like my best piece of advice, and you'll have that audience for years out to come that you can stay in touch with. But Facebook is just an amazing platform to do this. So in that membership, though, that's my goal, is to stay abreast of the most current trends, what's working now. That's what my commitment is to you guys, to make sure that I'm always at the cutting edge and I'm giving you information that's very specific to your coaching business in terms of what to focus on, what to avoid. So yeah, it should be a very helpful resource, the membership here. So I think we're going to go ahead and part ways, and I'll bid you guys adieu for now because we've already gone over time, and go ahead and start taking action on what you've learned here. Let's definitely stay in touch. Facebook.com/Kevin Doherty online. Love to connect with you over there, and definitely model what I'm doing as a coach on Facebook, and that'll give you a lot of ideas just by kind of watching me and other really successful coaches out there. It should be really helpful. So cool, guys. I'm about to head off actually for 12 days to Kauai tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. And that's definitely part of my whole freedom-based lifestyle, the ability to work and travel kind of wherever I want. So I'm taking my family and my mother-in-law and my mom to Kauai for almost 2 weeks. I will be online a little bit during that time, so if you need to reach out, let me know. But otherwise, I'm going to be kind of unplugging a bit. But definitely check out the membership. I'd love to connect with you in there too, and let's stay in touch either way. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly hope this information has made a deep impact on your business, and all the best. Keep doing good work in the world. It means a lot, and as long as you learn that marketing skill, you really can't go wrong. Thanks again, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will be connecting with you soon. All the best. Take care.